What's up? What's up, Solar Warriors? What's up, Solar Warriors? Today is Tuesday, April 16th, 2024. My name is Jarrett McAllister, the virtual Solar Pro. If you're watching this on YouTube, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment in the chat section, and then share it with your fellow solarpreneurs. They're especially going to want to see this episode because we're talking about ethics and integrity, and Lord knows the industry could use a little bit of that. With that being said, I am alongside my co-host, Mr. Tom Cotter. Tom, how are you doing on this fine, beautiful Tuesday?
It's nice and sunny now, man. I'm doing good. We had like tornado weather blow through earlier this morning, and now it's wonderful and sunny outside. So we're good here.
Dude, I feel that this weekend was absolutely gorgeous. We celebrated my daughter's 4th birthday. We took her to this place called La Tida, and it's like a little tea house where we went there dressed up as a princess, some girls from her preschool. We all wore fancy hats, had tea, crumpets, small sandwiches. It was a blast. And then on Sunday, we actually took the boat out, went out into the lake to go fishing.
Nice.
Didn't even get a nibble. That lake is still so cold. I jumped in, it was 50 degrees. I felt like it was a cold plunge. And I was like, I wouldn't eat anything if I was in this water either. So we're going to give it some time for the lake to warm up. But no, you're right. The weather is warming up. It's beautiful outside. And people are going to start running their AC. Their electric bills are higher than ever. They're at an all-time high. And they're thinking about solar. I am getting hit up left and right with referrals. This is referral season, you guys, because as people start to talk and chat about their high electric bills, your clients are going to hear these conversations and say, I had an awesome representative. His name was Shawn. You know, he had ethics, he had integrity. He educated me through the whole process. You need to speak with him. So we're going to get into that a little bit more here in just a second, but let's start off with some success stories like we do every single week. So if you helped a homeowner make that transition from dirty electricity over to clean, solar, cheap electricity, let's hear about it. Go ahead, raise your hand, drop it in the chat. I want to hear from you guys. As you guys are raising your hands and putting these stories in there, I'll just tell you right off the bat, I helped a homeowner who was referred to me, get this, from a client I installed 4 years ago. It was probably like one of my first 5 or 10 projects that I did. And they have a family. It was a coworker. She's a teacher who was in the process of getting another quote. This is in Northern California. They needed a ground mount system. And he said, if you don't speak to my guy, Jarrett, you know, you're going to be shooting yourself in the foot. He can help you out, at least give you a second look. I spoke with her, really nice lady. She sent over the other quotes. And I took a look at it. Couple things. And here's the thing. Here's a pro tip. I always ask for the utility usage, right? I want to see their 12-month history. She said, well, it was already on the old proposal. And I said, you know what? I just want to double check their work. And thank God that I did, because they had undersized their usage by like 5,000 kilowatt hours a year. 5,000 kilowatt hours. That is like, they would end up with such a massive bill if we sized the system just comparably to what they offered. So right there, right off the bat, I'm scoring major points and sharing this with them, explaining that to them. They also undersized the batteries. Here's the other thing. They had them on an Everbright self-consumption lease, and the husband wanted backup. And they were this close to signing that project, on top of it being $5,000 more than what they were getting from me because I have the best pricing in the industry. Between getting them a proper size system, better batteries, better equipment, more reputable company, I felt like a superhero. I came in, I saved the day. They were so grateful to me. And we're going out to either today or tomorrow. I think tomorrow to do the site survey. So hopefully you guys are picking up, some tips in this. And this is where, I mean, we're going to talk more about it, but about being educational. This is about ethics, right? Selling with integrity. Was my system, this other company, they probably could have easily have sold this project if they did the due diligence, did it the right way. Would the system have cost more money? Sure. But these sales reps, they just want to come in at a low price, which was actually a higher price than what it really should have been, and promise them, the world, saying this system's going to cover everything. What's going to happen? A year later, they're going to end up with these huge bills. They're going to get bad reviews. What happens with me? They're going to be fully covered, and I'm going to get more referrals. And that's what we're all about. Referrals are the bloodline of our business. So take care of your clients out there, and they will take care of you in return. With that said, Bill, I see your hand raised. It's been a couple of weeks. I think I'm going to call on you this time. What's up, Bill? How you doing, brother?
Are so kind. All those other folks just have it backwards. They overpromise and underdeliver, and they just learned it wrong. We just have to underpromise and overdeliver. That's as trite as that is, that's what it's all about. I will also add, and this is what my little topic today is on just being persistent. I did have the good fortune of going on that Hawaii trip, and it was, what? Let me just share this also. Solar Edge, the district manager, John, shared with us, asking him about, how many times you do this with the companies and stuff. And they don't do this with anybody else. We are the only company that Solar Edge does this kind of a deal, this contest, takes us all out to Hawaii. They were going to take us to Israel. They don't do this with any other solar company. I mean, they don't do it. And it was all, the open tabs. I'm not a drinker here, but everywhere we went, they had the Solar Edge credit card wide open to eat whatever we wanted. So that was wonderful. But I want to talk about the fact that my best friend from college, Mark Walther, who I've known for forever, and I really respect, very successful guy, going to do solar on one of his houses with me. But he's got an older brother who lives in Hawaii. His mom lives in Hawaii, been there for 30 years, 97 years old. Got to have dinner with her. Anyway, really quick, I talked to him 3 months ago, 4 months ago, 5 months ago, and he flat turned me down on it. He's got solar on his house, believes in solar, but says, no, I don't want to do it. He's been selling timeshares for 30 years. This is a guy that could go gangbusters. I've just been persistent over time, no, not pushy, not anything. Met with him and his son, and I was thinking about signing up his son because he's a little more aggressive. Anyway, dad jumps in and says, I want to sign up. New consultant in Hawaii as a result of a trip because I've been persistent.
Very cool.
Be persistent.
Good
Don't
job.
give up. Everybody out there has a story about how it took 3 months, 6 months, a year, 2 years to get a client. Tom's got 7-year stories, 10-year stories of people. So don't give up, for especially folks that are new, because sometimes it feels like, the world is against you and you'll never get a deal, or this, how come I've had 3 people turn me down? Just want to keep that in the forefront of people's minds, because this isn't magic, but the race goes to the turtle,
The
right?
turtle.
The tortoise, as I was seeing underwater.
As you were swimming with in Hawaii underwater, man, because you're a freaking solar badass, man. You crushed that contest. So I love that story, Bill. And it's so true. Timing is everything. And when you reach out to, we all know here, we have the best opportunity on planet Earth here with Powur, and what we are able to do and help so many homeowners and be so greatly rewarded in the process of doing that. But it might not be the right timing, and I brought on a local EPC as an enterprise, and had I talked to them this time last year, there was not a chance that they would take on an enterprise account because they were slammed NEM 2 going into NEM 3. But when I reached out this winter and things had slowed down, the market had shifted, he was so open and to the opportunity of joining Powur and Enterprise and all the opportunity, great things that come with it. So yes, it's all about timing, being persistent, politely persistent. Don't be a bugaboo. But great story, Bill. Thank you for sharing that, man. Vince Costa on the top of a mountain somewhere. Go ahead, unmute yourself, brother. You see your hand raised.
So I really didn't intend to raise my hand, but Jared, it's nice to be actually talking on this whole thing. I've been watching it for a long while. So I apologize for having my hand up, but I did have some wins this week, and that's a fantastic thing. I got 16 new leads this week, so that's pretty huge.
Nice.
That is huge. And so we're not going to leave you off the hook, brother. How did you generate those leads? Everybody wants to know how they get 16 leads. Talk to us.
So I actually have hired a Facebook ad guy, and he's been working with me, and we're doing a whole bunch of stuff and having a lot of fun working with it. It's a lot of fun to start talking to new people as well, but it's been a lot of work to get the thing up and running. But that's been the ticket. He's got some pretty nice ads out there for me, and it's working.
Great, man. Love it. You know, it's listen, success doesn't happen overnight. You got to put in the work, and whether you're knocking on doors, you're doing Facebook advertising, you're partnering with realtors or roofers, HVAC companies, or you're just working your sphere of influence, right? You got to put in the work. And as long as you put in the work, effort never equals zero. So you're always going to get results as long as you put in the work. Thank you for sharing, Vince. I'm glad you raised your hand, brother. All right, we're going to go Joseph, then Jace, and we're going to move on. Joseph, what's up, brother?
Hey, Jared. Thanks. I'm working with a lead agency too, and I'm getting some amazing opportunities. Closed the deal on Friday last week. I've got 2 appointments tomorrow, an appointment Thursday, 2 appointments Friday, appointment Saturday. Got the utility bills. It's all loaded up. You know, and I feel like I'm really learning how to really develop that relationship with people, and to realize that, you know, the presentation that Powur has, it really sells itself. The competition can't really compete with that. So I'm looking to end this month strong. And, you know, I have a couple guys on my team that I told them about my source. So we'll see if we can get things moving in the right direction. But yeah, good week. And I feel the momentum, man. It's beautiful out. The sun is out, and, you know, I feel good.
Love it. Love it, man. Thank you for sharing that, Joseph. Jace, what do you have, man? Good to see you, brother. Oh, your mic is not working. You're unmuted, but somewhere we cannot hear you. See if you can get that fixed. If not, we will have to save it for next week. Jace, you got that? Nah, somewhere you don't have a microphone. Is what it is. We'll come back to it. All right, you guys. Well, hey, look, I appreciate everybody sharing your wins. We're going to move on. We have a jam-packed training for you today. Tom, what do we have next? You have a perspective for us?
I do, Jared. I do. Just want you to think about, there is nothing that you can buy on Amazon that you will even really care about in 10 years. So there's nothing for you there. There's nothing for you at the mall. You know, there's nothing that you can buy at Target, Walmart, a car dealer that is really going to matter in 5-10 years from now. So if you hit the fast forward button in your mind and go 5 years, 10 years down the road, what you get into is what is really important in life. You know, the stuff that maybe you can't measure. You know, this Powur platform has the potential to generate significant wealth for you. But what good is it if you win the whole store, but you lose on really living? So we're about 4 months into the year, and I want you to think about, maybe even to take a look at your calendar later today and think about how you're investing in yourself, in your own personal development, how you're investing in your health, how you're investing in your family. And maybe that could even be as simple as, making a note to yourself that, on this day, I'm going to write a Post-it note or a 3x5 card letter, or send a text even, to one of my kids or to one of my grandkids. When was the last time you and your significant other went out on a date? Jared Foster, congratulations and happy birthday on your wife taking you to Mexico on your birthday trip. Think about how you can invest in the people around you, how you can bless the people around you. And I thought this was a nice little theme to go in with our topic today of ethics and integrity in selling, when the counterpoint to that is the Solar Bro on Facebook that has a picture on their header on Facebook of them standing in front of a Ferrari, right? Not that anything is wrong with having a nice car, but really, is that thing going to matter in 5-10 years from now compared to everything else in your life? So take a look at your calendar later. Think about how you're blocking your time and the tasks that you want to set for yourself to invest in the things that are really the most important.
Well, like a brand new Harley Davidson, because that wouldn't matter. Just joking. No,
It feels good. It feels good, right?
Feels great. But no, I great perspective, and it's so true. Materialistic things, at the end of the day, they just fill up your garage and your closets with clutter. And a lot of stuff gets put away. You don't even end up touching it a year later. But it's about the experiences. For example, myself, Bernasso, Cynthia, bunch of the crew, we're going to be heading out to SolarCon tomorrow, flying out there, sharing a 7,500 square foot Airbnb, networking at the world's largest solar convention, and making memories. I can't wait to see you guys out there. That's going to be an awesome time. But this platform gives us the ability to do that, whether you're selling from a beach or on top of a mountain like Vince Costa, right? We have total freedom and, the lifestyle that we're able to have because of this platform. We truly are blessed, you guys. One quick, before we get into this, I did want to share something with you guys that I learned yesterday. And, since we have, 100 people on here, you guys are all, solar badasses. As you guys know, we no longer work with Everbright. We have our reasons why. We have gone exclusive with Sonova. One advantage of using Everbright was that you could do a self-consumption PPA. For those in California, they need batteries, but they might not want to pay the extra to convert it into backup. Well, Sonova has what's called Rate Guard. So it's essentially the same thing. They're just now implementing it. But in order to get a Sonova Rate Guard proposal, it's a little bit of a process. I want to give a shout out. Jonathan Wilson, he's a mentor on the platform. He's an OG, 10 years in solar. He showed me how to do this. Just kind of want to share it with you. So first thing is when you guys request a Sonova proposal, as you guys know, you're going to build it out in Vision as a cash proposal. What I recommend is building it out with a backup option, right? Build it out backup. From there, you're going to get the Sonova proposal generated. It's going to have the tilt, the azimuth, everything all set up, all your panels. From there, here, let me share my screen really quick. When you log into Sonova, you're going to have your different proposals. You're going to click on the proposal that you want. It's going to show the details. You are going to clone the system, which is going to create a new proposal with everything lined up properly. From there, you are going to, here, let me go view design. There's an others tab or other equipment tab that's on. Oh, you know what? Hold on. You're not going to want to share design. Let me go back out of this. Oops. Oh, man. This happens you do this live training.
Hey, Jared,
Essentially,
while you're finding that, just a side note, tomorrow on California Market Development, I'm taking a whole hour in teaching on rate guard and other Sonova options now that we're dropping Everbright. And thank God we're dropping Everbright. They've been killing us. But yeah, I'm going to go through a deep dive and share this, especially in California, because it helps so much on rate guard.
100%. Yes. So definitely jump on your California Market Development meeting tomorrow, 3 p.m. Pacific. Once again, you're going to clone the system. Here you go. I'll just do it for an example. When you come here, everything is fully set up. But what you're going to do is click this other right here, and you're going to select your backup configuration. This is what gives you rate guard. Okay. So you're going to select your backup configuration here. You're also going to remove any batteries that you had because you don't select batteries. It's part of the PV. And then you're going to select, it has to be a PPA. It's not a lease. So I just wanted to show you guys just quickly how to do that. There's a little back end work to get it going. We're going to be training more on it, but I know you guys are going to be starting to sell a lot of this. And because it's with Sonova, jump on the market development meeting tomorrow with Chris and Owen, 3 p.m. Pacific. They'll get more into details, but I'm going to be offering this to another referral that I got from earlier this week from a homeowner. This will be her second referral in the past month, and she went solar with me just 2 months ago. So take care of your clients. So anyways, just want to share that with you guys. Tom, do you want to add to that?
Yeah, I'll add one thing just about Power Day. So you guys can see my Power Day screen there, right?
Yeah.
So Power Day is coming up on Saturday, May 11th. If you go into Knowledge Base, you can find the Power Day article that gives you all the information about that. That's the short link that I created on the screen right there. But you will find another link about hosting Power Day. So you've got about a little bit less than a month until the next Power Day. If you would like to make plans to attend a Power Day, invite people to a Power Day, or maybe even host a Power Day. So what Power Day is, it's a Saturday event, usually around 10 to 1 or 2, although times may vary, and it's an in-person event. So unlike this, it's not on Zoom, it's in person. And people like Chris Callier or Bill Conley or you name it, we have lots of people who have done this. They find a venue and get together a sound system and set up chairs, and people come and they learn about what Power is, what we're doing, and how they can be a part of it and earn income by selling solar with us. They can be an individual seller, they can be a business, and they learn about what we're doing. And so it's a combination recruiting event, and then it's followed by some local training. So imagine a Power Hour type event that's in person and live, and then followed by local training on how to collect a PG&E utility bill, how to get into designing a system or sizing a system. So it's local training. So it's great if you are in Power, and it's great if you are thinking about starting to work with Power. And these are all around the country. And if there's not a Power Day event in your neck of the woods, then you may want to search Knowledge Base for Power Day and read about hosting your own Power Day event. Back to you, Jarrett.
Thanks, brother. Quick little Power Day story. My first Power Day was at a Round Table Pizza in Sacramento area with Charles Thompson. We had about 10 people there. This was like in 2019 or early 2020. It might have been, I think it was pre-pandemic, but yeah, boy, have things changed and grown over the years.
That was where, there was a Power Day event in Vacaville, California, and that's where I first met Owen Carey.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yep. So, hey, and Owen is one of the top mentors, sellers, T3s on the platform. now. So yeah, you guys, these power days are invaluable. And it's great for new people to solar because there is a total basics 101 about solar, get them, really kind of kickstart their solar career. So great stuff. Love it. All right. Tom, shall we move on to topic of the day?
Let's do it. Let's do
Let's
it.
do
Shawn is just there smiling, waiting for us to shut up so that he can talk about important stuff.
I could stare at that smile all day long.
Stop it, you guys. Stop it. I'm very excited to be here with you all. And then obviously this Power Hitters tribe that we're in. If you come to these meetings, you know that we already have ethics and integrity in this group. And so this will be redundant for you, but it's a great refresher for us going into summertime. Bills are going up. We really got to lock in and take care of our customers extra special right now. And so that's why we're going to do this today. So without further ado, I'll share my screen.
Please do.
Okay. All right. So put a couple slides together for you guys. Mainly just what we're going to talk about, like I said, is, let me move this out of the way. Educating yourself, and do it for your customers' sake, right? Take care of our customers is our number one goal here. So make sure we're doing that. How we can be honest and transparent while doing that in our presentations. And then a few steps to success that I've had within Powur, which has been really great. And then just focusing on being yourself, because I think that if you are yourself, the truth comes out, right? And if you actually, live and breathe this and you care about your customers, they will see it just as much as you. But about myself a little bit, I've been in solar a little over 9 years now. I worked with Solar City Tesla for a while. I was with Sunrun for multiple years, and I've been with Powur now for just a little over 2 years. Started with Powur on January 15th of 2022. So just a little over 2 years. And my first year in Powur wasn't crazy busy. I was leaving Sunrun. I was joining the Powur platform, not understanding how to generate leads for myself and get my teeth wet. And so I only had 10 installs my first year, but I did become a tier 3 mentor in that. And I joined my first BNI chapter. And I think that was a game changer for me. I have a few photos here of my BNI chapter and me. I'm the education quarter of my chapter. But that's really taught me how to be a master networker, but also to care and care about the people you work with. Because when you join one of these networking groups, these people are trusting you to take care of their referrals. And so the fact that, we really lean that on our shoulders and take care of everyone we work with, not only gives them a great experience, but also make sure that they refer us people that we can give more great experiences to. And doing that and joining that chapter, it allowed me to get a little over 50 installs last year for myself, and making over 6 figures, working roughly 10, 15 hours a week. I got a 2-year-old at home. I love spending time with my little boy. And so that comes first to me, but this platform has given me the ability to live that work-life balance that I want and still make a substantial income through taking care of our customers. And so I did get the pleasure and the honor of partnering up with Chris Bernasso last year and taking over working with his mentor deal. So there's a lot of people on this call that I've worked with and helped them mentor some deals and get those closed. And then I also alert, because we're all talking about this, I am a Home Depot store owner in Costa Mesa here. So I'm really excited about that. I actually was going to be going to SolarCon with the group that's going, and I had to pull out so I could really focus on this Home Depot thing and make sure we launch it the right way, and make sure that we're building the right relationships and so on and so forth. So really excited about that. If anyone is in the Orange County area and looking to get involved, I'd be happy to talk to you about that. But let's get it going. So first and foremost, I wanted to share this link up in the top, the chat here. The link to the policies and procedures. I think we've all seen this already, but I think it's also something that's great for us on this topic to really look back into it and do some research on it and read through it. It's a lot of information, but put a little bit of time aside and look through it. And so I think that's something that we all at Powur value, are these new policies and procedures. And so really take ownership of that, because also people buy from who they trust. Right. They want to like you, one, but they also want to trust you, more importantly. And how you build trust is by being honest, because the truth comes out. And we're in a unique industry right now, right? It's changing fast. I mean, look what's happened in Nevada. And consultants more than ever now need training, right, on batteries, system sizing, the offset we're providing because of the NEM in California and how utilities are changing across the country. And we're also shareholders here at Powur, right? We have a duty and an obligation really to represent this company and this brand and and keep it sustainable for all of us to thrive and flourish by having ethics and integrity once again. And especially us tier 3 mentors, our name is on every single contract. And we want to make sure that when people are searching our CSLB licenses or talking about the experience that they had, that they're giving us good reviews, not I was told something wrong, I was told something different. And then obviously care about your customers and lead with that education. And how we do that is you start by educating yourself, right? So I do recommend everyone take a look at the integrity certification in the Powur University that they have there. It gives a great outline. Powur did a wonderful job of showing what we're supposed to exemplify. And so if you guys have some time as well, take a look at that and read through it. I did, and it brought a lot of good value to me. And even though it's something that I already, take a lot of pride in. Let's see here. Sorry. There we go.
Yeah, I put it in the chat, but just keep in mind as Shawn is going through this, that if you sell solar with Powur, that you are a shareholder of the company, which makes all of this even more important, right?
So true. So true. And also what's unfortunate that's going on is a lot of people in solar and the customers, they've fallen victim to some of these issues, right? Where their people are not sizing their systems properly. They're flat out lying to them. They're forging signatures, not giving enough battery backup, right? We got to double that battery size for kilowatts. A lot of people aren't doing that for customers, and not offering all the options and products that they have available. A lot of companies are only having one option and they're selling that option and saying that's why you have to go with it. And so Powur really empowers us to be able to do the opposite of that, right? We can have access to all the amazing products that we have, and we can offer all of them to our customers and be a chameleon, right? Give them everything that they're looking for by listening to them. And we don't have any lender loyalty, which I think is huge. And I lean into this a lot with my customers because, we don't partner with a lender. And so we don't make any additional money by choosing and working with one of them. So we can now sit back and be an asset to our customers, right? And say, hey, what are you looking for? Do you want high interest financing, same as cash? Do you want to just get a low payment? Do you understand what dealer fees are and where that money is going, right? And leverage those dealer fees. And I do it honestly with my customers. I say, hey, this is pretty much a commission your lender's taking. They're billionaires for a reason, right? And so, instead of, knowing about that and letting your customers know about those costs and why a cash price is so much lower than a loan price and what the discrepancy is there. Leaning into it, I think it's built a lot of great trust with my clients, and they thank me for it, right? They want to know, wow, I didn't realize that I was paying so much to use a lender just to get that low interest rate when I could, especially if I'm trying to pay this off quicker or treat it the same as cash, I have an option to leverage the bank's money. And then, of course, just be yourself. This is me sitting in Mexico City with the Powur platform does this for us and presenting to a customer with my son on my lap, right? I'm unapologetically myself. I don't treat this like I'm, a super professional that has to be, crazy over the top with my ethics. But I think my ethics shine through by being myself and being able to be a person to my customers first and not just a representative of a solar company. And then,
hey, really quick before moving on there, I just got to interject about the kid on the lap. My office is in my basement, where I have my home set up, and I can't tell you how many times I've been in the middle of a presentation with a homeowner. One of my daughters will walk in, and I say, "Come on, come over here. Say hi."
Good. You like the turf?
And just lets them know, like, hey, I'm real, right?
Super excited.
I'm a real human being. I'm a father. I'm a provider. And it lends credibility, because the days of trying to be all stuffy in a suit and pretending like you're in some big office building, it doesn't really work, man. And authenticity, it really goes a long way. So I just wanted to say
so
that.
True. And it comes to light, right? True colors come to light. And if you're not a perfect actor, at some point they're going to realize that you were faking it to make it. And if you're trying to build true relationships with your customers, not just sell them solar, but sell their friends, family, coworkers, business partners, and help them, you have to lead with that self, right? And be unapologetic about it. And then just a couple steps to success I wanted to share with you guys, because once you do all that, right? Once you've taken care of your customers and you were ethical and you made sure that they got the experience that they were supposed to have, you want to follow through with that after the sale. And, Powur does a great job of taking over for us. And if you didn't want to be involved, you technically don't have to. but I highly recommend you do, for a lot of reasons, right? Referrals. But I learned this from the great Ashley Adhart that we have here today. She's amazing. And I work with her a lot with Chris. But follow up with your customers every single week. Even if you don't have an update for them, just check in, say hi, see how they're doing, how their week was, if their house is leaking, if they watched a recent show, whatever it may be, right? Just check in. They really care about that. And it leads to the fact that you're not running from them. You're not hiding from them. You stand behind what you offered them, and you're going to be there every step of the way to follow it through. And then use those customers' good experiences you have to share, right? When I go to my installs, I ask my customers to do a testimonial with me and videotape it and let them tell, my future customers why they chose to work with me. It's huge in my BNI. I shared a couple testimonials in my BNI keynote once, and I literally got 10 referrals because I shared what someone else had to say about me, and I just stopped talking about myself, which I'm very good at talking about myself. And then take progress and install photos, right? And share them on social media. So these are some progress install photos that I've taken, with my drone. This is me with the customer waving at the drone, right? Seeing the install going up, pre-install, post-install, replacing a roof. And then this is actually my personal neighborhood and customers I installed in my neighborhood. And so I share this flyer with all my my neighbors every year and say, hey, who's going to be the next homeowner to go solar in my neighborhood? And it's a pretty cool thing that I've done, and I've generated all of these customers by doing that. And then lastly, I appreciate your guys' time, but just embrace your why and wear it on your chest. These are my whys. I like to share things with photos, but like I said, my son is my number one why. He's a godsend to me, and he's changed my life. But also, the people we have here at Powur is game changing. I've never been involved in an organization that cares so much about every individual at every level in this platform. And you can see this here. I mean, look at that beautiful photo of Jarrett right there, giving me the best hug. But everyone, right? Even this was last year at SolarCon, we all went snowboarding with the whole group of us. And just the kindness and the caringness that we all have for each other, use that in your presentations. And, the being able to be part of with Prosperity Homes, and build homes for a family, that really changed my life, and even edified more why we do what we do and why we care about our customers for stuff like this. And then obviously you can see, this platform gives us some great luxuries to be able to offer a proposal to a customer sitting at a winery in Ensenada. Not too bad. So that's all I have for you guys today. I really appreciate the time. And hopefully this helps you guys in some way.
Right on. Love it. Love it. That picture of me at the end, though, holy shit. I don't know if I was about to cry or if I was laughing or what's going on there. Hey, thank you, Shawn, so much for sharing that, man. I mean, you really are the essence of selling with integrity, selling with your heart, doing it the right way. I mean, you're just such a great example of that. I really couldn't think of someone better to come on here and share that with everybody. I will tell you all, I've been in sales since I was 14, 15 years old. It was 25 years ago when I first started. And I remember, back in the 90s and early 2000s, you get taught bad ways to do things, bullshitting customers, right? We used to sell newspaper subscriptions and tell people that we were trying to earn money for college. And, it's not the right way to do it. But it's, when you're young, you're taught, hey, this is how to be successful. It wasn't until, when I joined ADT Security and I had one of my sales mentors. I've had many mentors over the year, but Greg Barker was one of my mentors, and staunch Christian, great salesman. He really talked about ethics and integrity, and that you do not need to lie to a customer. No matter how big or small, you should always be 100% honest. And I took that to heart. And I've been selling with ethics and integrity for 20 years now. And your homeowners, they will sniff out bullshit. They truly will. And if they catch you in one tiny little lie, think about the rest. They're going to question everything that you said. Is this true? Can I trust him? And they might go somewhere else because they don't feel that they can trust you. And you might not want to tell a homeowner, hey, you're going to need more panels and here's the additional cost and so forth, but it's going to come out eventually. And you're better off just letting them know the truth. It's not about telling them what they want to hear. It's about telling them what they need to hear, and they will respect that. I have earned hundreds and hundreds of deals over my career from just telling the truth and being brutally honest. And sometimes I tell them, man, I wish I could tell you this. I'd love to say that this is the case, but it's just not. You know, how long is the installation going to go? I remember last year during the NEM2 craze, I said, honestly, you're looking 4 to 6 months. 4 to 6 months. The other guy said, you know, it'd only be 2 months. I said, the other guy's trying to earn your business and he's lying to you. In this environment, there's no way you're going to get your solar system installed in 60 days. It's just impossible. I'd rather tell you 4 to 6 months. And if it happens in 90 days, I look like a hero. But if it takes 6 months, then I at least express to you, like, that's the reality of it. And they will respect that, and just let them know why you're telling them the truth. You know, I cannot tell you how big of a competitive advantage it is to be brutally honest with your homeowners. You will earn so many more deals, help so many more homeowners go solar from just telling the truth. So thank you, Shawn. Really, man. Appreciate that. You guys show him some love in the chat. Appreciate it. And if anybody has any questions for Shawn, feel free to raise your hand or drop it in the chat.
Yeah, thank you, Shawn. That's great stuff. Let me give all of you a red flag when you are recruiting, because this is not just about when you are designing a system, when you are talking with a homeowner, but also the people that you are bringing onto the platform as well. And here's a red flag. If someone asks you, what's the highest price I can sell for? That is a red flag for someone that you probably, much less don't want to work with, but don't want to bring onto the Powur platform, right? Because they're just trying to figure out what's the maximum amount that they can charge someone, and whether it makes financial sense or not. So think about, when you're designing a project, is this something that you would buy from yourself? Is this something that you would sell to your mom or dad, your best friend?
Man, such a great point. And I can't tell you how often I actually say that to a homeowner. I let them know this is the exact same system that I would set up for my parents, because it's true. And you have to think about that. We're in this for the long game, you guys. I don't know anybody who's just trying to get into solar and sell some deals this summer and then bail, right? This is a long-term career for us. So make a good name for yourselves, build up a great reputation, and it comes back 10x. Another thing about this platform that I love about Powur so much, and I can go on and on about all the benefits, but man, I tell you, we have the best of the best in the industry here with our platform. We truly do. Bad apples will make their way in, but they will get weeded out quickly. Ain't that right, Rick Joseph? I'm telling you, he knows, man. It's true. The bad apples, people, because they show up, they come to these meetings, they see how we all operate, perform, and they say, man, I'm not going to be able to get away with my bullshit here. So it's, yeah, I love it, man. And good positivity attracts good, positive people. And we got the best of the best here. So,
and some people don't know any different, right? They're 20 years old. They get a job in solar, knocking doors, and that's the toxic culture that they come into, and they don't know any different. So we can teach them that there's a better way where you don't have to, carpet bomb a city with bad deals and bad information, and then you got to move and go do a blitz someplace else because they haven't met you yet. They don't know your team yet, right? So you can live in the same place if you do solar the right way. You don't have to keep moving around the country.
So true. So true. Well, look, with that being said, Shawn, thank you for your time. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this week's recording. I'm going to be taking off to SolarCon tomorrow out there with the team. We're going to miss you, brother. But, definitely give an update when we get back. We'll have a fun training next Tuesday. But stick around because we'll do office hours. We'll open it up for questions, anything power industry related. So until next time, I will see you guys next Tuesday.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, brother. Hey, guys. Thanks for tuning into this episode. If you haven't already, subscribe to the podcast wherever you're listening. You can also follow me on the socials, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube, you name it. All those links will be listed below. Now, if you're looking to get started on the path to selling solar virtually, look no further than Powur. Powur is a decentralized solar platform that gives you the ability to sell 100% virtually in 25 plus states and growing. Their platform gives you the advantage to offer your clients a variety of different panels, inverters, roofs, batteries, and even EV chargers. Brands include Enphase, SolarEdge, Tesla, Franklin, and Span Smart Panels. Powur offers multiple zero-down financing options, including loans, PPAs, and leases. And with their revolutionary cost of goods sold model, 5 different streams of income, and world-class training, there is nothing else like it in the solar industry. If you're looking to get started, go to powur.com. That's POWUR.com/virtual solar pro/join and start selling solar virtually today.